Hey team, how's it going? I'm Corey, and we're going to do some Rust coding today. So this is my blog at coreyja.com if you want to check it out. But today we are going to continue on our MoodBoards app, which you can find the Git repo for at coreyja/moodboards. And so this doesn't have any screenshots yet because the app doesn't look super pretty yet, but here's the local dev running. So the idea of the app is to help make mood boards for designers and clients. My designer wife, Brandy, had the idea for this app a while ago, and I thought it would be fun to build. So we're working on that today. We're doing that in Rust with some Wasm for front-end stuff. So yeah, let's head over to our repo here. And look at our plan doc that we've been leaving at the end of these. Hey, Opus, how's it going? Thanks for coming and hanging out. So we're going to take a look at what we did on our second stream, which was last stream. So we got a SQLite database set up so that we can actually have some persistence in this app. And we have the rating button that will store the rating for the picture. So now we can keep going through these and we can click upvote and it saves that, upvote some more images. And if we upvote through all of them, we run out of images. And if we refresh, like, we went through all of them and it remembered our ratings. And that's pretty awesome. And so we got the SQLite database and saving the picture ratings added. And we're currently just creating a new mood board row. So like the whole structure that contains the ratings each time the server boots. But we'll eventually want to redo that. And we made this diagram that we will look at in just a second. As kind of a data model diagram. Things might change today, but that's okay. Here's where we started last time. And sorry for not seeing this right away, Opus. I am doing very well. Thanks for asking. It's fine. Okay. Awesome. So here was our data model. And one thing that you'll notice is that it says Pinterest here. But we are doing Pexels actually today. So I tried to apply for the Pinterest API and didn't even get test access. And I think it's probably because I didn't have a full website for the app to show them and everything. But I haven't built it yet, so I didn't want to make a website for it before I built it. So either way, we're gonna go to Pexels instead. And we're gonna build a little bit more ourselves, but that's perfect. So Pexels is this free stock image site, which is pretty awesome if you aren't familiar with it. Pexels.com. And what's even cooler is they have a free API to use all of their pictures. So I think we're gonna use that instead here. Then one sec. Which means we might have to build some of the saving pictures to sets ourselves, but that's okay. We'll get there. They do have the idea of collections. The only thing that's a little bit weird about collections is that as a developer, I can only see the collections that I've made personally. And so I think we might use that today just for ease of use. And I've just made this test collection just with a bunch of pictures that we can go through and start rating just to test our app. But yeah, I think we might not end up using Pexels collections at the end of the day, but we are going to use the Pexels API for images and stuff. So I think our first goal, and we're actually going to change out our task list, is not to integrate with the Pinterest API. It's to integrate with the oops, didn't want to delete the whole thing, just that word. Okay, we'll do it this way. Pexels API for retrieving images. Awesome. So the tasks that I had laid out last time were to integrate with the API, then figure out user modeling and authentication, and then add the ability to create a mood board more on the fly, deploy the app somewhere, make sure the SQLite database is persisted across deploys, make everything look better, create a better layout, and then maybe add LightFS to replicate the DB across multiple containers. So that all sounds great, but I don't know if that's exactly the order of things we're going to do, because especially with the Pinterest API changing, it changes up the flow a little bit. We might need to actually build some more exploring photo features. But let's actually do this. I think the first thing that we're going to do with the API is integrate with the API for retrieving images from a collection. So we're just going to use that test collection. We're probably just going to hard code the idea of it or something like that. Or maybe we'll just grab my first collection that we can from the API. So yeah, let's start with hitting the API. And I'm going to try not to open my env.rc file because it has this secret in there. It has the Pexels API key. So I have an API key for Pexels already set. I got that just by going to their API and asking for an API key. Nice and easy, free, just needed to sign up for an account. So yeah, I have that locally, and we're going to start hitting their API. So let's pull up their docs, and I think the first thing that we want to do is just like get this endpoint returns all of your collections. So we're just going to look at all the collections that my user has saved, and we're going to go from there. Let's update the plan a little bit. Update the plan as we get started. Okay. So I think we want to make like, I'm not going to make a whole new crate for talking to the Pexels API, though could eventually, but I'm definitely just going to create a new module to put all that code. So like we made our database module, let's make and actually let's make an APIs, like an APIs? Yeah, let's make an APIs module that'll have things like our Pexels module. Oh, I need to tell it this is a module. And then this, let's put in API Pexels. Awesome. Okay, so we probably don't have anything like a HTTP client yet either. Awesome. So we're gonna do Pexels API just with HTTP calls. You know, we're not gonna even look for a Pexels Rust wrapper, but that does mean we need to be able to make requests, and I think we're just gonna use request for that. It's the one I've been using the most recently. And we already have Tokyo, so we should be good with that. One thing that we are gonna be aware of is, and actually I might pull in cargo deny, is I don't like using OpenSSL in my projects when I can avoid it. I like using Rust LS just because it doesn't pull in the C dependency and makes it nicer to work with. But most of these, like request included, defaults to doing native TLS, which is going to fall back to OpenSSL a lot of the time, when I would rather it not. So I just have to remind myself what things I'm going to need. I think there's a Tokyo Rust LS. Yeah, I think that's the one I want. Oh, didn't mean to reorder that. Okay, so that's the feature I want. Add that feature. And now we need to disable the default features. And I think while we're thinking about that, I'm gonna hop to my GitHub and steal this from my blog. Yeah, using Rust TLS is just so much better for cross-compiling. And it's not even like cross-compiling too, but even just like if I want to make a binary in like a CD thing and ship it to somewhere else, and like just making sure the everything matches is so annoying with OpenSSL. It's so much nicer with Rust TLS. I love it. So I'm looking for this deny.toml file. I've been using cargo deny recently, which I'll pull up their repo in just a sec. Cargo deny, check bans. Awesome. Okay. I think that actually is even with request built, but I'm not positive. So cargo deny is a cool tool. It says it's a linter for your dependencies. So it like goes through and will error out in certain cases based on your dependencies. So like you can check that they all have licenses that you like. I use it for the bans so I can disallow OpenSSL. That's really my use case for it, and then I keep everything else at warnings. But it does lots of stuff, like it'll let you know if there's vulnerabilities in your dependencies. I think there's a way to help to use it to find if the source code isn't available, or if you're running things from source. I'm actually not sure. Yeah. So it's like whitelisting the Git sources, which is nice. So yeah, I like cargo deny a lot. And I think we're just going to set it up here, at least get the file so I can run it locally. We don't have CI here yet, so I think it's okay, but we're at least going to install it and get it running. And it does look like it is working, because if I run this check for the bands, it says we're all green, even though, and actually I never showed that off here, but in this deny file, open SSL. So like all the way down in this deny section, I'm mostly just running the defaults just with all the comments that they came with so that I could ever add things, which I kind of like. But basically I'm just saying deny the OpenSSL, anything with that name. You can be more specific and do specific versions, but I just don't want any OpenSSL. And so there we go. Yeah, so we're going to use request. So now we have request. Let's go and just make a public async function called get my collections. And like it does need an API key. So like API key, I guess, just as a string. And it returns a vec of something. I don't know what that something is yet, and I know that syntax doesn't actually work right now. Oh, but that's okay. Oh, and I just want that. Okay, so yeah, that'll work. Look at that. Oh yeah, let's just make it a vec of values. That makes sense of just Serday JSON values. To add Serday JSON. Cargo add Serday JSON. Oh, I have to tell it what package I want it to add to. That's fair. Package server. That was cool. I haven't done it that way. I usually would cd into server first. Okay, awesome. Can't find value. Oh, sure. Import it. Okay, cool. So Copilot just wrote most of that for me, which was pretty cool. We get a client. This is, I think, actually the right URL too for collections. Collections, my collections, API Pexels v1 collections, and then per page defaults to 15. Yeah, that's perfect for us. Cool. The only thing that it definitely did is it did all these unwraps here, which I don't like. And I think we probably added Mayet last time. We totally did. So let's change that. And so I'm actually not in VS Code at the moment. I'm in a VS Code wrapper called Cursor for AI stuff. So let's see if I can get this to fix it for us. It might not work, but it might. Change the return type to Mayet result of a vec of value. Each time there was an unwrap, remove the unwrap and do into diagnostic with that instead. I think that's all I want to say. Let's try that. Go. So we'll see if GPT-4 here can figure out what we want to do successfully. Oh, cool. And it even like made up a new error for us here in the cases where we needed one. I think that's exactly what we wanted. Why does it? Oh, well, because that's not the right value. Serday JSON value. There we go. Oh, and this isn't in scope, but that's okay. Now it is. And I don't really want to do this Mayet diagnostic new, but what I can do is use the macro. Curious if it started enough for you to be able to just say, can you make this function use Mayet? That would be interesting. Yeah, that actually would be interesting. Let's find out. Expected, found. Oh, because it even, oh, the original thing even translated this. I actually really just wanted it to be collections. But this is still Mayet correctly. Oh, come on. Yay. Okay. But this is still with all of the results correctly. So let's test that out. I'm curious now. I'm curious enough to try it. So all of these just become unwraps. I'm gonna go with it probably doesn't know the library well enough to do this without my help. Oh, but then I also have these. Oh, that's okay. I can just unwrap that too. And then this just returns that. Okay, so now that compiles. Use myet for errors. I'm going with it might be smart enough. That is decent. I'd give it a decent on that. This isn't exactly what I would have written, right? I would have done myet result and then left off this bit. Oops. But that was pretty good. I didn't have to give it nearly as much prompting as I thought to. Oh, and it doesn't like this into. That's fair. Again, I would use the macro. But I didn't, the macro, it didn't get in either version, to be fair. I did the macro both times. But that was pretty good. That was better than I thought. I can just, so that's nifty. Can give it a little less prompting, and it can do pretty well. It's also funny because I deleted half the code where the unwraps were, so it did a little less than I was expecting it to, but that's not its fault. Awesome. Okay, so let's just do the really, really easy thing and just like plop this on a page somewhere. Do I just want to put it on our main page? Let's just make a new page. It's easy enough. Because we can just do this. We can do .route. And it's like, let's just make a testing route for us. Yeah, and we're just gonna do a async move block. Cool. Does that work? Cargo run. Cool. Yep, that works. Okay, so now what I can do in my async block is I can do let collection equals API pexels. Yeah, my collections. It needs an API key though. Also, is this public? Yeah, no, I think that is public all the way through. Uh, yeah, I thought oh, it's APIs. I made it plural. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now it needs the API key, which I can get. I'm gonna put it in app state like I usually do. So then we got a Pexels API key. Pexels API key is standard env var Pexels API key into diagnostic. Perfect. And then, oh, so this actually takes in a state of config, which is a state of app config, app state. So then this takes config dot pexels API key records. Cool. And then format bang debug collection. Oh, I wanted the await to be here. And then I wanted it. Let's just do that. Yep. Cool. Collection is now a result of the thing, so we'll see if it errors or not. That sounds reasonable. Cool. Invalid URL scheme is not HTTP. Error try URL scheme is not HTTP. That is true. It is HTTPS. Oh, panics it. Oh, can't be initialized or if the resolver can't load. Okay. client builder. Okay, so I could be using the client builder instead, maybe. But also, did I just not enable the right things? Because it feels like I maybe just didn't enable all the right things. What is the defaults? It does default TLS. Oh, okay. Well, I think I want. Do I just need to? I wish they would. I wish there was just a better way to tell me which one of these like is the top level. Like which one of these do I need, and which ones imply the others. So that is giving me new things. So it does feel like that wasn't implied yet. Okay. Cool. Okay. But that at least failed to parse collections. That's like an error message. That's from this. Oh, okay. So what's the shape of this thing? It's going to return to me something with the key collections that is an array. Response is a value response at collections as array. Oh, yeah, that's actually what I would have expected there. I guess I just want to do debug out response, reference to response. And I want to do it after we make it JSON. I think that'll still work. Oh, it's here. String not found, number 404. Oh, yeah, well, that's absolutely wrong. That's what happens when I let Copilot write code and I'm not paying enough attention. We're just trying to hit the collections root. There we go. Yeah, I totally just appended my API key to the URL and sent some GET requests to it. 100%. That's what happens when you let Copilot do your coding for you. You just like put your API key at the end of requests and send them off without ever thinking about it. Oh man. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, L Helge. Ooh, where did you see it? That's fine. I just didn't see it. Where did you see it? I should rotate it. I always am planning on that. But was it like in my URL or was it in the backtrace here? I just missed it. I should definitely rotate that key. I even have secrets mode here. Ready? Let's go do that real quick. In the error before. Yeah, that's fair. Those dang error messages, especially when you just put it in the freaking URL. I'm thinking this will take me like 30 seconds. So let's see if I'm right. Oh no, we're just gonna roll with it at the moment. There's not even a... That might be a send an email type request. Okay, well. I don't even see a thing to delete the API key, let alone rotate it in their docs. So we're just gonna roll with it for the moment. And I think the worst thing that you could do with that key is get me blocked from making Pexels requests because it is a free API after all. But definitely not the best. Don't do that, team. But thank you for letting me know. L Helge? L Helge. And thanks for stopping by. Okay, so now I think we're actually getting the collections thing here now. Yep, well, my server's not running. But it definitely made it through now, which is awesome. Okay, so this just tells us how many things there are, but it doesn't actually give us any information about it, but it gives us the ID, which is important, right? So now let's actually like try to pull the image URLs. Collection media. So this is just the next one where we put the ID in, which is what we added as our API key. We were trying to like pull it was a mess. It was a mess. So now we need a public async function, get collection media. I think that'll work. Takes in an API key, and it takes in a collection ID. And what do we get from here? I can just make it be a result of a vec of values again. We'll just return some relatively untyped JSON. Not yet. Cool. Okay, so it's going to be basically the same thing here, except we're going to call media instead of collection. That's pretty nifty. I also probably could like not make a new client in each of these. That would be the way to go. Format bang. Having trouble typing that right now. And then this is the collection ID. Perfect. Still keeping the API key just in our header, doing that correctly this time. And then I think this is media. So then I also want a pub, async function, get my first collection media. We're going to combine these two endpoints basically. A result of a vec of a value. To do. Okay, I should just import this. So the result never wants to auto import with Rust Analyzer, I think because it's like hard coded or result to mean something like, you know, special and doesn't ever autocomplete, which is slightly annoying. I also could be wrong about that guess. Let collections equal get my collections. Let collection ID is the first thing there, except oh yeah, because nothing's typed. That is kind of what I do need to do, isn't it? Can't move out of index because value has a type which doesn't implement copy. Yeah, I just want a reference to it. I don't need to move it. That's not what I was trying to do. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a collection ID, so then let media equals get collection media, something like that. That needs an await on it. Oh yeah. So like dot as string as stir dot map bear oh, is it return an option dot okay or else? Failed to parse collection. Yeah, that'll work. That closes that. That closes that. Yeah, so this is just nothing. Perfect. And then I just return okay of media. Nice. So then now in our test endpoint, which is just in main at the moment, we're just gonna do let media equals app. And we actually don't need the unwrap because we can just debug it with the result, which is nice. I like that. Okay. Let's see if we've made some progress. Yay, look at all of that. And since it's working, I'm just gonna not look at that and look at what this is. Okay, so here we basically just get all the things we need. We get all of the different image sizes and everything. That's pretty awesome. So we can grab it if I want. The average color, information about the photographer. This thing's ID, perfect. Okay, so now we can use this as our image source, and we have IDs now, right? So now we have a list of images and IDs instead of URLs to work with. So I think that is a perfect thing to add for the rest of our system here. So let's make a commit though. Get an initial integration with the... Okay. Pexels API working. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So now I want to replace how we get images. So right now we have this image URLs thing. So let's remove that and see what breaks. Where are we referring to image URLs? Yeah, so that was an import. So unrated URLs is like we would look at all the pictures and find the unrated ones and everything. Okay, so that makes sense. And actually, to that point, what have we done to our database right now? We've added the mood boards, which just have an ID and a name, and we've added picture ratings, which have their own ID. They relate to a mood board. They have the rating. They have the URL. Okay, so I think what I want to do is maybe change out this URL for either just the Pexels ID directly or another table that contains the Pexels ID. I'm thinking maybe we don't want Pexels to be our only source, but maybe we make it the only one for now because it's easy. Yeah, so maybe we want to add to picture ratings. We want to add a new column called... Oh, and actually, no, let's keep URL2 actually, right? Because then we can just put the Pexels source. Do we want the Pexels source here? Because this is the ratings, right? So this... No, I don't need the URL here. I just want the ID, I think. So we're just going to put the Pexels ID right here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. Oh, that's just deleting some stuff. Cargo, sqlx, migrations, add Pexels ID to picture ratings. Add a Pexels ID to the picture ratings table. Except I don't... Did I do it like... No, this is the name of the table. That means SQLite. And go, Copilot. This is your instruction. Wow, I thought that would just do it way faster than that. Fair. I didn't tell you what type it was, so fair. I think I want it to be a text. Yeah, not null too. Can I make it not null? Oh yeah, I don't have an existing database. I can just delete mine if I need to. Let's go with yes. Can't add a default column. Can't add a not null column with default value null. Yeah, that's fair. But I think I can if I just remove my database. SQLx. I thought there was a database create migrations. Right. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So now alter table, they have a Pexels ID. Do I just want to drop URL? I might just want to drop URL. Drop URL from picture ratings. Drop column URL. URL, yeah. Nice. Cool, so now we don't have that URL column anymore, and we should have our Pexels ID column. And that's gonna break like our entire app. But that's okay. Now we can go through and fix everything. Okay, so this is the thing that got us a new next image for MoodBoard. So maybe let's start there. Okay, so this had image URLs as one of the inputs, but that's okay. So select rated picture URLs. So I'm not going to do things on that rated pexel IDs. Select pexel ID. No such column pexel ID. Is it plural? Pexels ID? Yeah, that makes sense because that is the name of their thing. Awesome. Okay, so rated pexel IDs. Oh, so they're actually not rated. They're just rated images. Rated. Oh, fair, but it only has one thing. Huh. Okay, well, let's just call them rated then. Okay, awesome. But that still does image URLs, so I don't want that. Oh, so next image for MoodBoard is going to need a Pexels API token now. Pexels API key. What do I actually, so next image for MoodBoard, how are you used? We kind of just started going and editing this a little blindly, but let's actually, oh, it's just in this one place and it just pulls the URL to use. Okay, so I think what it's going to return is an option of a Pexels image, which doesn't exist yet, but we're about to create that. So here's this cool trick that I wanted to show off. So in Pexels, right now we're just returning media for this, but what if I actually wanted to return something that was a bit more structured? I can just take this JSON blob and pop it in, and then use the Rust analyzer, convert JSON to struct, and here we go. This is just our structs. And actually, the one thing I'm going to do first is let's get rid of that JSON for just a second. CD to the server, cargo, add, Saturday, features, derive. So once we have Saturday with derive in there, this is even better. Okay, so now let's paste in that JSON again. Go to convert. Oh, it didn't do it. Oh, because it must not have reloaded and known that it had Saturday. Let's try that one more time. Paste it in, convert it. Oh, it's still not adding the Saturdays. Reload. Reload workspace Rust analyzer. I thought that's what it would need. I thought that's all it would need. Because I've got it to add the Saturday deserialize for me. There's only 2 structs, so it's really not that big of a deal. There we go. Yeah. Just had to reload, so it gave me the serialize and deserialize. Okay, so source. This is image sources. Or image sizes. I want to call this image sizes. Yeah, we're going to call it image sizes. Maybe it's image source sizes. Yeah. These are the source strings and there's different sizes of them. That works for me. And this is a Pexels image, Pexels media. So this, instead of returning value, I want you to return Pexels media now. And get collection media is going to return the same thing. So really, hopefully I don't have to do much here because it's just going to change here. As array, yeah. So let me make, I think I actually then want a struct here, a struct for the wrapper here. Or like a collection response. Actually, let's just do that. Media is an empty array. Yeah, because this is a Pexels media. I already had that. So this is a collection response, collection media response. Collection response. It's not the collections response, it's a collection response. That works for me. So now instead of turning it just to a value, we're going to turn it directly into a collection response and basically let Saturday do all of the heavy lifting for us. So now I can just do response dot media. And everything is converted and we get an error if it doesn't match. So now I'll just get Pexels media things that I can actually use when I need to, which is so much better. And it's not a Pexels image, it's a Pexels media is what we decided at the moment. Oh, that's not public right now though. To the crate. And the other thing that I actually want to do is make all the fields up crate. Oops. Okay, there we go. I think it's working. Yay! Does a good job with this one. I did this one last night. Still takes a little longer than I would like, but it's okay. It does a decent job at it. Yep. Okay, because I wanted everything to be public so that I can just, I wish the JSON to struct thing could do that for me. Or Rust Analyzer could do that in bulk for fields. If you know how Rust Analyzer can do that in bulk for fields, let me know. That would be very cool. Okay, so Pexels media can now be imported. Perfect. Okay, so then get my first collection media with an API key. Pexels API key be specific. Dot await unwrap. Sure, make it into an inter. Okay, so rated iters where rated dot pexels ID is it's not a URL. This is a media, probably just something like media.id. Media.id. Oh, those are I64s. Interesting. Do I just want to change this? Or do I just want to tell my thing to parse them into strings? No, I guess if they're I64s, let's treat them as I64s integer. Especially because I don't think I've even committed that. So I can just delete my database and it's okay. Create the database. And then cargo SQLite migrations run. There we go. And now they compare. Man, I love SQLite. That was so cool. Well, I think they do compare, but I don't think this is figuring that out yet. Reload. Okay, so next image from MoodBoard now just needs the API key, MoodBoard ID, and the database. Cool. This is basically just state, isn't it? It's almost all of that is just in state. But that's okay. We'll keep this like this for the moment. Oh, cool. This needs an app state thing. Yeah. There is just pulling everything off app state. That's kind of funny. Expected string. Wait. Oh, I put it first. Okay. Yes, and I did know that. I did want a reference to it. Okay. So this is actually just next image. So let's do next image dot. Oh, yep. Okay, so next image dot map. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. We can use the large one for now, Copilot. That's fine. I was gonna use original, but large is probably okay. Cool. Okay, so now we actually can render the thing to the page. Oh, actually, but I need to know the ID of it too. So let's do from optional media. Let's make a new method from optional media because replaceable image. Oh, needs an ID. Oh, it does have an ID. It just gets it from URL right now. Okay, well, I don't think that's how we want to do it. So let's just remove that altogether. Yeah, let's remove that altogether. Because image URL is, oh, okay, well that's option of a Pexels media. So it's not that. This is media. Oh yeah, I see. Let media, that I do like that though. Because now we're only working with if it exists. So then this is media dot source dot large and image ID is media dot ID. Perfect. Cool. Okay. From optional media, nope, no, none of that. Just pass it down. No more mapping. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so we're actually doing things by ID that I didn't even realize we were doing by um ID. Like we send up an ID here. Okay, so where else do we have some issues? Oh, this doesn't implement debug. That's easy. Fix. I don't think this is gonna work. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, well. Reject. That's not what I wanted you to do at all. All you needed to do was find this thing and add debug to it. Okay. Upvote. Oh, okay, because this is, okay, cool. So we shouldn't need that anymore. MoodBoard ID, Pexels ID. That's image ID here. Oh, current image ID. Sure. Okay, cool. Now that knows how to save. Yep. We don't need that anymore because we are doing the right thing. Cool. Oh, this is just the same thing. Yeah, it's not exactly the same. It's just close. This is Pexels ID. Then this is just current image ID. That isn't used at all, but that does need a comma. Yay. Where does it leak into the public interface? Yeah. Change it to pub crate. Oh, come on. There we go. One more. Woohoo. Okay. So now I think we actually just gonna stay like this is just gonna kind of work now for all of these images from Pexels, which is pretty fun. Okay. Not working. Breaking. Okay, cool. What's up? Error decoding body invalid type null. Okay, so that's in. I don't know why that was doing that. It should just be able to do that. Get a little bit better error messages now without that unwrap. It's still panicked though. I guess it's gonna panic at some point. Yeah, Tokyo. Yeah, this. Um, invalid type null. Uh-oh. Next image from MoodBoard. That's gonna call this. And I guess I never did check my testing endpoint again. Yeah, so this is broken. Okay. So something isn't decoding into my response how I would have expected. ID media. response ID, media, array of objects. Oh, well, that's not even what it says, right? Error decoding response body, invalid type, null, expected a string. Oh, but it doesn't even tell me what. So it really could be one of these things that doesn't exist for a video. Got it. Oh, well, I want to do the easy route at the moment. One, let's rename this to Pexels image because apparently this is only images. Two, let's just go to Pexels, find that video, and remove it. So I didn't even really want to have videos. How do I find the one video? I'm just kind of assuming that if it's a video and I hover over it, it'll start moving. Uh-oh. How do I find out which one of you is a video? There we go, this one. Oh, interesting. That was not the one I was expecting it to be. Oh, to be a video. Okay. No videos. Was that enough to fix it? No, it was not. Doesn't panic anymore. Well, shouldn't it still panic? No, because this one just outputs to the screen. This one will panic. Because it's just gonna panic. Yep. Okay. Um, invalid type null expected a string. ID media, and then a vec of these things. Yeah, that feels like it should be working. Hmm. Yeah, okay. So should I just get my first collection media? No, yeah, get collection media. This is the thing that just makes it into a collection response right away. But that looks like the right shape to it. I guess I just am gonna need to do this. Let response equals response. Yeah. Debug out. Well, sure, let's clone it. That's fine. Let response equals response dot parse. Saturday JSON from value. That's what I want. But like, I'm curious what. Yeah, so I guess I just want to see what the JSON I'm getting back is. Invalid type null expected a string. But like, what do you mean? For what thing did you expect a string and got null? Like, which one of these, what things do I think should be optional here? What if it's average color? Uh, hmm. Oh no, I don't want that chat thing. That's done the wrong thing before for me. make these strings optional. And like some of these can be options of strings too. That one can be an option. Basically just those two I don't want to be an option. Yeah, good job. Okay, so let's try that now, right? Basically just like if everything's an option. Oh, fair. We'll deal with that later. If I said everything's an option, then you might not have a large image. Missing field liked. Okay. Um, I need to, yeah, there we go. Just wasn't hopping to the right spot. Liked. Sure. Can you be an option of a Boolean then? Will that work? Wow. Wait, missing field source? That's annoying. How am I supposed to use it if it doesn't have a source? Well, this is going to be interesting. Kind of need to see which one is the thing that's blowing up. There we go. Okay. Well, which one of you doesn't have a source? Testing. Our testing endpoint that we have. Is this? There we go. Okay. Media. This is an array. Yeah. Okay, so now we have our actual media. Let without source equals no. Kind of close. I wanted to do a filter where source is none. Without source. There's one. It doesn't have any information. It's this ID. Which one are you? Can I just go to an image by its ID? Yes. Oh, it's this one again. I thought this one was out of my collection. It's still in there though. Yeah, so it's like kind of still in there. Huh. Yeah, so it is definitely the video. Oh, so that's what I could do. I think I could do that. And like there is a way to have Saturday like do different types based on the, let's do that. Yeah. Saturday, JSON, this, like enum, something like that. Yeah, so there's externally tagged. No, I want internally tagged where there is a type field somewhere. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, awesome. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna want to do for Pexels here is I was trying to be lazy before. So I want to make a public crate. We're gonna handle both images and pictures. We're gonna make an enum called Pexels Media. Yep. And so our two types, and let's see how they Collection, media. Perfect. Photo, video, capitalized. Yeah, let's keep video as a value for now. I don't even care that much. Wow. That's super interesting because this isn't boxed. Nope, well, we're going to do a video then. Let's just grab a video. Do you not think you're valid JSON? There we go. So this is Pexels video. Tags. Oh, cool. So wait, that's tags? Oh, it just didn't know what to do with tags. That's fine. I don't need to know. I don't need to do anything with tags. And we don't need type in either of these because cool. User. Okay. User. Pexels user. Pexels user, not just a user. Okay, cool. So this is not that anymore. That's a Pexels video. Still a large size difference. Super interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Make this pub crate. Make that pub crate. I don't know why it does that version sometimes. So that's like the one that doesn't work right. Make all fields pub crate. Okay. So oh yeah, and then what I need to do is when we decode the response here, it's not Pexels images, it's Pexels media. And then we can just oh yeah. This is going to be pexels.images, just a method that we need to create. Generate this method. Yeah. So self.media.iter filter map. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Can't be built over an iterator because they don't implement clone. It's probably because they don't implement clone. Yeah, unless I want it to take ownership. Yeah, I can take ownership, I guess, right? It doesn't really matter because now this can just be image. It doesn't have to be that. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Um, cool. Testing is now returning an empty array. That feels like it's maybe not working correctly. Because what is testing? Oh, no, that's probably correct. The other thing that I can do now is get rid of all these options. Remove the options. Remove the options. Remove. Yeah, but I don't think it likes doing two at once. Huh. And like I lost my accepty thing on the other one. Wait, it had those. Okay. Those were interesting fields there. Close that. Okay. It I think I was having trouble trying to do too much with the AI there. That's okay. We can type some stuff ourselves. Oops. Remove the wrong set of characters there. I'm going to say we get all of these all the time for pictures. And if something doesn't, that's fine. It'll just blow up on us in a minute, and we'll go from there. Oh yeah, that doesn't even make sense anymore because I said those are always there. It's really, though, in main where this is none just doesn't make sense anymore. Oh, okay. Remove options. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. Perfect. There we go. Nice. Nice. Okay. And now if we click through all of these things, I think we will look at that. There we go. Woohoo! We made it through, and I bet we SQLite select star from picture ratings where MoodBoard ID equals 12. Look at that. We got some pluses, some minuses. About 14 of them. Wait, why do we have 14 of them? Shouldn't I have way more images than that? Are there more types of this than I thought? Is there something else besides images and photos? Array of photos or video. So why 14? That seems interesting. So I thought I had like 30 something things saved, 35 things saved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I know what that is. It's the page count. Just thought about that. Just figured that out. So this thing, when we do this, it has a page count, per page and page count. So I can set per page up a bit, but I also am probably just going to need to handle pagination. So let's handle pagination. Okay, so let's do some committing first. Okay, perfect. DCA migrate over to Pexels API as the source for images and save Pexel IDs to the DB. Yeah, perfect. That was actually really awesome. So before we were just going off a hard-coded list of URLs. They actually came from Pexels originally, but we ripped that all out. Now we're just going by IDs, and everything's much better for it. There is something I think that I think the next thing that we're gonna do is instead of hitting the Pexels API all the time to get these mood boards, we're gonna do it once when we create the mood board, save it to the database, and then be able to reference that every time. Be a lot faster. We won't be hitting the Pexels API each page load either, which will be a lot nicer. Well, we might have to hit something every page load, but it won't be that endpoint every page load. It'll be different. We'll see actually what we want to store. Maybe we'll store the URL in the database so we can just load it like that. That makes the most sense. Okay, but let's do pagination first. I said I wanted to do pagination, so let's do pagination. So the other thing that comes back in this response with, let's remove all that and just go back to letting axum get our JSON for us. Collection response, perfect. Okay, so I want to add the, wait, Oh, those are the parameters. Got it. Yeah, we get back page and per page and total results. Next page. So I guess I want like all of these really. I want page, which is a I64. I want per page. I want total results. I want previous page, which is an option of a string, and next page, which is an option of a string. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so get collection media. It's actually not get collection media anymore. It's get collection images. Okay, so let images equal vec. And so images dot append, something like that. Let next page equals response dot next page, reference to immutable vec. Yep. Oh, I need that to be mutable too. That's one thing that I was missing. Do I need that clone? Yeah. I need that clone because this holds a reference to it and this images method consumes it. So then it's something like while let sum next equals next page. And really I think it's gonna be like most of this stuff. I think I can do some reorganizing in just a second. Not that one. Oh yeah, okay, so that needs to be mutable if I'm gonna do it this way, so then I can just assign to it right there. So next, this is gonna be next. Just the URL. And then this is just images, this array that or vec that we're building up. And really all I think that I want to do here is delete all of that, say next page equals sum of URL, and then just let it start looping. Compile? Yeah, awesome. Okay. So now though, MoodBoard 14, now we should have about 30 images here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, oh, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34. Perfect. Love it. So now if I open the database and I do select count of star. Oh, well, that's a completely different project. Count of ID. Oh, how about it's just star? Oh, yeah, but which mood board are we on now? We're on 14 now. 34. Love it. Okay. That seems to be doing exactly what I needed it to. Add a pagination or collection media. I could also bump the page size up, but it's fine. 15 per isn't crazy. We can make 3 calls there to get everything. Okay, so I think I want to, instead of calling, so right now when we want to get the next replaceable image, we call next image from MoodBoard, which uses the unrated picture URLs to like call the endpoint to see what exists, and then filters based on that. And I think I want to just put pictures in the database so that they're just there. Yeah, yeah. I think that's basically what we're gonna do. So we're gonna add a pictures table that has this Pexels ID and probably has like a source that we can read from. And I'll just like pick a size when we create this basically. And then these can all operate just off of those tables. So let's do that. Let's do cargo sqlx migrations create add pictures table. Create new. Add. Of course it was add. So let's look at one of our tables, something like this. Pictures. It has a pictures ID. Does it belong to a mood board? Yes, it belongs to a mood board. Doesn't have ratings. Yeah, let's add a foreign key to it. Why not? Does it have a URL? It might have a URL. Yeah, it should have a URL. Let's have it have a URL. That makes sense to me. Is that it? That might be exactly what we want. Yeah, I think it is. Cargo sqlx migrations run. Cool. Okay, so now when do we actually create this new mood board? When we boot. There we go. Insert into mood boards. Value my cool mood board returning mood board ID. Okay. So let's do some of the stuff here. So like let's do yeah, okay. Let images equal something like that. Yep. Let's extract this to a variable. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to extract this to a variable. There we go. Oh, well, it kind of did what I wanted. There we go. Okay. I already have the API key now. There we go. Okay, so now we can get images, and then for image in images, we do insert into pictures, moodboard ID, pixels ID, URL. Yeah. Pictures has no column pexels ID. What did I tell? Oh yeah, it needs that. That's fair. Uh, Pexels ID integer not null. Yeah, it does need that. Database create, migrations run. There we go. Now pictures has a Pexels ID, a moodboard Pexels ID URL, inserting into diagnostic unwrap, thingamabobber, into diagnostic unwrap. Oh, it's in my code. We don't need into diagnostic. It's already the right thing. Yay! Awesome. Okay, so now this method probably doesn't need to know this anymore. Because select pexel IDs from where MoodBoard ID. Yeah, let's change this out. This is the query. We're going to want to change this query. Select the join pictures left outer join left. Actually, I don't think I need left, but I do want it to be an outer join. Pictures on Pexels ID. Wait, SQLite outer join. Oh, SQLite left join. Wait, I don't want. Wait. Left join and left out join take two, blah, 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 blah. Left join to joins two tables and fetches rows based on a condition that is matching both, and unmatched rows will be available written before the join. Yeah, I might actually want a full outer, but I don't actually want to do this. That's fine. Full outer join. Extra rows of outputs are added for each row in the left data set that matches no rows in the right. Yeah, I think I just want a left join. Ambiguous column name. What? Isn't that the whole point of the using thing? Oh, well, I didn't do that. I said on. Where wait. Select pexel. Well, actually, I just can go right to unrated pictures, right? Where pictures about MoodBoard ID. Oh, actually, I'm gonna change this. Select from pictures, left join picture ratings, where pictures.moodboard ID is this, and picture ratings is picture ratings. Is that gonna work? This unrated? I think this is unrated. Oh, and it's returning a Pexels image right now. That's fine. But I'm not going to be able to return all of that to it. So pictures have a Pexels ID and a URL. So these are actually the unrated ones. And I can't return that. I can do an I64 and then a string. I can just do those things like that. Can I make it that? That would be. Can I just tell it that it's this? No. But I think there's a query as macro. And then maybe I can make it this. Query as. Yeah, it doesn't look like it likes it with just that. No, I didn't want you to do that, Copilot. Okay. So I want to make a struct called next image for mood board image. I don't know, just something like that, right? It just has those two things and it just returns an image. Make it available to the crate. That's fine. Pull it out as an image. Pexels ID URL. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Unrated. Choose one of those things. I found enum option with a reference or reference option with a reference. Interesting. That's fine, I think. Wait, no, it's not. Yeah, it can't be. Could even just make this copy almost. No. Clone, debug, partial equal. Oh yeah, well now it. Oh wait, what? So I want cloned. Yeah. And we don't need an API key from there anymore. Look at that. Replaceable image then. Well, it already had an app state, so that was easy. From optional image, that's fine. This is just URL, and this is Pexels ID. Oh, okay. Pub crate, pub crate. Yay. An optional image. Yeah. Cool. We can just remove that. And we can remove that too. Okay, so now, if everything works, we do cargo run. Actually, let's open up a new tab here as well. Now I can open SQLite here and I can do, we're probably at MoodBoard 15. Select max MoodBoard ID from MoodBoards 1. Oh, because I deleted the thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Select star from pictures where MoodBoard ID equals 1. That's not what I was expecting. None. That's not what I was expecting at all. Wasn't this supposed to put pictures in here? Like we were supposed to. Oh, whoa. Error decoding response body. Now we have 2. Yep. There we go. Okay. Not sure what was going on there, but it didn't seem like it was working great. So now we have MoodBoard 2 though, and all these pictures are here. So now none of these should be taking API counts to pexels, which is why they're now absurdly fast compared to before. Woohoo. So much better. We should eventually still get through them all. Nice. It was super quick. Awesome. Okay. Save pexels images to DB when we create a mood board so we don't spam their API. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so that was pretty awesome. And so I think the next thing that I want to do is something that they definitely want you to do. And they want to always credit our photographers when possible. So photo by someone on Pexels with a link to the photo page on Pexels. So I think we're just going to add some more columns to pictures here. And have I committed? Yeah, I did. So in theory, then I should add a new columns here. I think I'll do that. The other thing that I'm kind of thinking is that I kind of want to just store the JSON because I want to be able to pull it out. Like, picture here is almost just a cache of the API, and it would be almost better if we just had the full JSON. So let's just do that. Let's just throw the full JSON in here. Okay. Cargo SQLite migrations add JSON to pictures. The only thing is then maybe we won't be able to query on as much of it, but I think for the most part, one, I think we probably can, and we'll just like move things up if we want to. Like we can move things to the table if we need to. Alter table pictures, add column JSON. So does Postgres or not Postgres, SQLite JSON support? Like is there a JSON column? No, but it has lots of JSON things. Yep. Okay, cool. Is there just like a JSON stored as ordinary text? It is not possible to add a sixth JSON type. It's not binary, it's just text. That's okay. We'll throw an error if the arguments are blob, because blobs are reserved for future enhancements in which blobs store that. Okay, yeah, so we just make it a string. Nice. I don't like that. I just would rather it say text. Not null, sure. That means we're just gonna remove the database, but that's okay. Cargo, SQLX, database, create. Migrations run. Okay, so now though, in main here, this should be mad at me. It might need like a reload to know to try again, but it should be mad at me. Oh, do I have the build file that tells it the migrations is messed up? Oh, but it's outside of it. I don't think this works, which is a problem. This is why we do what Opus was saying last stream, and we make a DB crate that can hold migrations, because then the build script works. More and more liking that idea, Opus. I don't know if you're here for any more, which is totally reasonable, but I really like that idea. Because now I kind of need to do a cargo clean. Can I just do for just mood boards? I didn't want to do a full cargo clean. Hey, Opus, how's it going? I said your name and you appeared. I need to move all my migrations to their own crate. It's just gonna make things easier. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it right now, but I think it needs to happen. I think I actually did it with my blog recently because of what you were saying. Or no, I made the issue there. I haven't done it. I lied to you. I'm sorry. But it would make everything much happier. I think I would have avoided this cargo clean just now if it was there. Hey, there we go. It didn't work. I wanted it to not work. And I also wanted this to update with an error, which I think it will once it figures itself out here. Because I don't have a JSON here. That's the problem, just in case it wasn't super clear. Huh, it's still upset. Still not. There we go. Oh, well, no, now it's just want this. Three values for 4 columns. Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. Whoop, there we go. Temporary value, okay. Let image JSON equals image JSON. Now use that in the macro. Perfect. Okay. Because like now just everything's there. And I almost actually want to drop the URL column now. Let's drop the URL column now. Remove URL from pictures in favor of JSON. Perfect. Alter table pictures, drop column URL. Run. Perfect. Okay, so now this wouldn't be happy, but now it can be. Oh, almost. Perfect. But now there's other places that are going to be mad for sure, because error returned from database, no such column URL. We don't have URLs to return anymore, but we do have JSON. So actually, you know, it's pretty cool though. Because of this, I can, yeah, this is better. I don't need this thing anymore. This can just return a Pexels image again. No. Pexels ID and JSON. Actually, I guess I can just do JSON, right? And then, yeah, then I can do this as a variable. Yep. So let's do chosen. Oh, yep. Chosen. And then what I want to do is let image equals a Pexels image, set a JSON from string. Oh, choose, wait, what does this return? A result of an option. So if let some chosen, yep, there we go. No. Definitely not that. Okay, of image. Okay, of sum of image. This then becomes else okay of none. Yes, now it's just the thing. No field JSON. Oh, chosen and chosen. Oh, oops. Chose. Oh, I didn't actually hit enter there. There we go. Reference. Awesome. Just remove it. Yes, you return a Pexels image, or you use a Pexels image. .id, source large. I think that's the one we've been going with at the moment. Awesome. Okay. So now let's go cargo run this. And if we find out what MoodBoard we're on 2. Perfect. So if we look for the JSON, we now should just get full JSON back. Love it. Limit 1. Love it. But this is full JSON. And like, I'm now assuming that I can basically always pop things from the database into the structs, right? Like I'm kind of saying there's not going to be any changes to the structures that would cause blue-green issues. Oh man, as I say that, that's going to get hairy later, but that's okay. It's really nice for now. Okay. So now when I get the images here, which is just on boot at the moment, we just take the whole thing and say, this is the mood board, this is the Pexels ID, and then here's just the whole image JSON, which is pretty nice, actually. I like that. Yeah, and like we could switch this out for something other than JSON, but I think JSON's actually perfect because there is some JSON things that we can do in SQLite. So I don't think we want to totally get rid of that. So yeah. Save the full JSON. Actually, let's run this. Have I like ran this nicely yet? Yeah. Perfect. Nice. Nice and fast. Because now the SQLite database is more acting like a cache of these images, which is really nice. That's kind of how I wanted it to be, right? Like this is a little bit of a tangent, but I really like React Query in the React land for synchronizing data between a client and the server. And I actually think lots of API integrations are kind of more like that than we think, right? Like when I integrate with another API, I want to trust them as the source of truth. I want to refresh it on occasion. I want to like refresh it more if things are subscribing to it. Like there's lots of the things that make it look the same. And I'm kind of curious to explore that more and make a SQLite API adapter something something. It doesn't even have to be SQLite. That's just where I'm at the moment. I've been doing lots of SQLite things. But build something that like works with grabbing stuff from APIs and caching the results and keeping them up to date kind of and stuff like that maybe. So basically I really like storing this in the database. It seems like a good evolution to get to something like that. Yep, store the full thing in the database. That's basically all I got. Nope, we're going right to main. Okay, let's look at our plan. We've done some stuff today. Integrate with Pexels API. We did that. That's like all we've done on this list so far, but that's okay. This integration also got stuff to the database. We don't have anything about user modeling right now. We don't have a way to create a new mood board because right now that's pretty tied to the Pexels collection API, right? Like I, as the person with the API key, need to create a new mood board, or not a new mood board, a new collection for that to work. So we're gonna have to do something better for that. We could deploy this app somewhere though. Let's deploy this app. I assume we don't have a Docker file right now, right? No Docker file. Okay, let's go grab one. I was actually just working on the Docker file for my blog, so let's grab that one. And then we're going to slim it down because it has some stuff that we're not going to need. But we also are going to need a Docker ignore before I forget. Okay, so here's this one. Oops, that's not exactly what I wanted, but it's okay. I just wanted the copy button, and then I can go pb paste, type to Docker file. Well, there we go. What's the Docker file look like? There we go. Okay. So we're going to use Cargo Chef to make things a little faster. We're not going to worry about this git commit stuff because I don't have it working yet. We shouldn't need any C libraries for this. We don't need Tailwind, right? We haven't used Tailwind yet. We might want Tailwind. Let's just leave Tailwind because maybe we'll try to set up Tailwind in like just a second. Cargo cook release. This is getting Tailwind working. Let's comment out Tailwind. How about that? Because I don't need it now, but I would actually kind of like to do that. It is called server. Awesome. So that should work. We don't need C libraries from the builder. Copy this over, and we don't need this. Okay, so let's just run through this. Sorry, I went through that quickly, team. We're using Cargo Chef, which is a cool little tool for Rust and Cargo projects in Docker to help cache the dependencies better and speed up Docker builds. So how it works is from a planner image, we do a prepare, which pulls all the stuff that we need into a JSON file, but it is not all of our source code, but like it's kind of like pulling all the cargo.lock files into our container. And then in our builder, we can grab this plan from the planner, and then we can hook the release. So this is what caches it. So this does all the dependency caching before we copy our app over, which is really nice, so that we can have dependencies set and then copy our cache and utilize Docker caching really well. I mean, that's basically all that's going on here. The other thing that I want to do is touch a Docker ignore file and add targets to it, because I don't want to ship my target thing ever. And so now let's do fly launch. Cool, let's get a new version of the fly CLI. I've been using fly.io for my deploys for a while. I like it a lot. It's definitely not perfect, but I like it a lot. It's actually really kind of perfect for me. I'm not saying it fits everyone's, but like it really fits the level I want from infra. Like lower level than Heroku, but not all the way to AWS. Fits really well with what I want. I don't want a Postgres database. I don't want an /Redis database. Don't deploy now because I want to read the file, but I'm probably about to do a deploy. Yes, force HTTPS. Yes, you can start and stop machines. The other thing that I want to do is need to add some end bars, which I think is just this. Yep. Database path. Data mood boards. That works for me. I like that. Okay, do I, in my server here, what happens at the very beginning of booting in database land? Do we... Yes, it looks like we try to create this file. Yes, awesome. So we create this file if it doesn't exist, and then we run migrations, turn on foreign keys, and all that good stuff. Awesome. Okay, so I really think I should be able to... Oh, unless that data directory doesn't exist. Yeah, that's fair. Let's just... Oh, but I do kind of want it to be... Yeah, no, I want it to be absolute path so it doesn't matter where it is run from. So I do think I want something here. Make dir... It's like a make dir all. Rust make dir all. I'm pretty sure that's a thing though. Create dir all. Create a directory and all of its parent components if they're missing. I feel like this is gonna be an issue. And what's the... Yeah, okay, so let path equals database path. Standard fs create dir all for path.parent. If let sum p equals path.parent. If it doesn't exist, create all of them. And then this can actually probably just be my parsed path now, because it feels like it probably is going to parse it anyway, so might as well use the one I already parsed for it. There we go. Okay, so now, I think with this, we should be able to do a fly deploy. Oh, I don't have the secret set in fly, but that's okay. I can set that. Fly, actually, let's go into secrets mode so I can do that. Did it? Nope. Okay, there we go. Took it a sec. Fly secrets set. What's the syntax? And then it's just environment variable style. Yep. Okay, cool. Secrets are staged for first deployment. Perfect. Clear the console. And we're coming back. That was a nice quick secrets run. I like that. So now I think I should be able to do fly deploy. Let's see. We've got a deploy rolling. What are we actually doing right now? We're just pulling the cargo chef. Nice. And actually, while this is building manually, I want to go look into auto deploys because I love auto deploys. So let's go to orija/orija.com. Perfect. Oops, not Circle CI. We've been doing things with GitHub for a little while. Fly deploy. What does this look like here? Where is it taking the fly API token from secrets? I was kind of just wondering if I just copied this whole file, would it work locally? And I think the answer is going to be probably not, but I'm curious. .github workflows, and then pb paste into .github workflows, deploy fly.yaml. I think these are YAML files. Whoop whoop, yeah, love that. So right now it's running after Rust tests. Do I just want to copy over Rust, all of that does Rust tests as well? I probably do, right? Like, that's the right thing to do. I was about to say that I didn't want to, and that I was just going to deploy without running tests, even though I don't have any tests written. But like things like cargo deny that we talked about at the beginning is going to be really nice just to run. So let's do that. Database URL. I think I can just make it a database path and just make it that. SQLx offline, yes. Shouldn't need an app base URL. Am I going to need a Pexels API key to run tests? I doubt it. I don't think so. And let's clean up some of this stuff. So I don't need to see any C libraries. I don't need any C libraries again. Tailwind, we're commenting out because I might want Tailwind eventually, but I definitely don't need it right now. And actually, I'm never gonna need it in docs. Well, I say never, but I hope not. Cargo deny, test, doc, lint. Oh yeah, test though is probably gonna need, yeah, doesn't need that. Proto. Is there any protos left? Oh well, there's that proto. Cool. I was looking for proto. This tailwind. More tailwind. Okay, cool. I think that's all the tailwind now. Nice. How's my fly deployed doing? Oh, it failed. What's going on? Unused import. Well, the unused import's boring. Okay, so that might not exist here, but that's okay. We can fix that. But like, what's going on with this cargo bill? Oh, I probably need to do a sqlx cargo sqlx prepare. There we go. I needed that, I bet. Docker build. Yeah, I don't have Docker running right now. That's okay. So I think eventually it seemed like it was saying error return from database. No database. Wait. Unable to open database file. Yeah, I don't want you to open database file. That's pretty fair. So that would just be in my last one here. So like sqlx, sqlx offline. How do I do that? Offline. Force building. Yes. Always be in sqlx offline mode in the Docker file. That makes sense to me. Cool. So we got past our cached build. So that's the awesomeness about Cargo Chef. I didn't have to go and build all my dependencies again, or at least in theory, right? Yep, awesome. I was able to just build my code, and even though it errored out building my code, not my dependencies, so this one ended up being really quick. That was pretty perfect. That's exactly what we wanted there. And we should about have a thing in 2 seconds. Oh, we even get 2 app machines? Crazy. Yeah, created a second machine to increase service availability. Oh, we're gonna probably set that. We're gonna probably turn that off. Because they're both gonna be making. The app is not listening to expected, not be reachable by fly. You can fix this by configuring your app to listen on the following addresses. Oh, it's doing localhost, ain't it? I bet down here it listens on localhost instead of 000. Better. Actually, let's change that fly toml file. Can I like set it as a fly toml reference? Is there like a max? I'm looking for the max number of instances. Like I just want to set it to only have one. Well, I can set max per region, but like, yeah, I guess I can set max per region. Primary region. Yeah, so this doesn't seem like it actually has too much about limiting it to a single one, which is just a little interesting. I didn't really think about that. Okay. Well, that's fine then. Not the biggest deal. I think I wanted to do a fly deploy to get the listening to 000 thing out there. Then I think we're gonna wrap up. Oh, and actually we have all this auto deploy stuff, so I guess the other thing that I can do is just test that out. Get deploys working and try out deploy and CI. Okay. Cool. It looks like these machines are actually listening to requests this time, which is better. Awesome. Woohoo! Look at that. Our app is up and running. You could go through and rate some images, but until the server reboots, you only get 34 total, team. Because I don't have any users, we don't have anything like that. That'll definitely be on some of these next streams. So let's do done on third stream. On this stream, we decided to use the Pexels API. Yeah. We originally wanted to use the Pinterest API, but were unable to get access. Pexels API is free to use, so we went with that. Also, in general, Pexels is a great resource for free images. Love that. We also deployed the app to fly.io. The current URL is, yeah, that's actually the right URL. Awesome. So far that's all we've done, but I'm actually not ready to wrap up quite yet because there's at least one more thing that I think we need to do. Update plan with what we did today. One of the things that the Pexels API wants you to do is add a link to Pexels saying that the photos are provided by Pexels. So let's do that. linking back to Pexels. So let's just put in our like template that I think we have. No, we don't. We're just making some stuff right here. Yeah, awesome. Okay. At the bottom here, we just want to make a new A. We just want to add a little thing saying that photos are provided by Pexels. Yep. Okay, so let's actually also... Oh. Even fly... Wait, is fly working? Because is it supposed to be? How is it working? Because our server doesn't think it depends on front end, right? But it is pulling things from inside front end. Yeah, we're just including bytes. So wait, I thought I saw it working, or did I not try an image? I just saw it load. It's actually just hitting that as a link. Wait, what's happening here? Is it working? Yeah, we're getting the Wasm. Wait a sec, how did I do this? This is better than I thought. What did I do? Because I didn't do these steps. Oh. It's because the auto deploys aren't going to work. Local deploys are working. Auto deploys aren't going to work. Which makes a lot of sense, but let's fix those. I want auto deploys to work. But I got distracted. I will fix that, but I want to do photos provided by Pexels first. Get that little thing in there. And then really though, I think what would be really cool is if replaceable image, when it rendered, it had a caption, HTML caption tag. You just put it next to an image. Oh, I was expecting it to be caption, fig caption. Is that what I want? Bigger? Yeah, okay, cool. So I can make a figure that has an image inside of it and has a big caption. But the figure caption is going to be more like this, where it would like us to... Oh, I'd do it with a logo. On our main page, this, instead of just with. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm getting lost here. There's the... Oh, it's all the way at the bottom. No wonder I was getting lost. I wasn't going to find it. Ah, okay. So really I just want this. Perfect. Oh, okay. How about their dark background? Is it dark? What is it? Oh, just pexels. No. Pexels. There we go. I actually kind of liked it better when it was just the other one. Like, I don't want to not be nice to Pexels, and we'll add their logo in later. But right now, we just don't really have room for that big thing. It just doesn't look great. So they would love me to do something like this in my caption field. Oops. Thought I could copy. Yeah, perfect. Okay. This photo. So then this should be a link to the Pexel. So, okay. This. And then this is an href photo. was taken by href was taken by, I think, oh no, that has that, so it's good. That, oof, I need a convert HTML to MAUD template macro. That would be really nifty. This photo was taken by Blink on Pexels. Okay, awesome. Except now these things need to be corrected. That's the photo ID. So then that's just so oh, but replaceable image doesn't have that full thing right now, but it can. It can. Okay. Um Replaceable image. What if it just has a Pexels image? From optional image. Yeah. Pexels image is media. And that's it. Self dot pexels image dot source dot large. That's that one. This one then is self. I don't think I can do this whole thing. So you want to do self dot pexels image dot ID. And then this is self dot pexels image dot vector blind argument found 2. Where's that, I wonder? Pexels image dot photographer URL. That's what I wanted. Photographer URL, and then this is actually photographer. Perfect. That looks like what I want it to look like. Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. There's a few more things here. Self.pexelsimage.id, self.pexelsimage.id. What else are we mad about? Expected enum found unit type. Oh yeah, that's an issue though, for sure. Wait, what? Where? What was that? Where did that even come from? I have no idea where that came from. Photo provided by Pexels. Okay, so I get that now, but I don't get anything else. Like the image broke. Photos provided by Pexels. Yeah, not even the. What happened here? Oh, it thinks they're all rated, but I should be getting a new mood board because I just booted the app. Oh, I think it's broken, guys. Okay. So we have JSON. So what's going on? Select star from picture ratings where MoodBoard ID equals 8. Nothing. Yeah. Why is this not working now? Now what's going on here? what's in my diff? What did I do here? We added that to the footer. And I just said that replaceable image has a Pexels image now, so it can use everything from the JSON. I did make it this figure tag, but that doesn't seem, we're not even getting the div of replaceable image. So it's not that. And like, that's all I changed. And all of this happens before, so like print line, inserting image. I just want to see something. I don't even need to see anything about the image. I just want to see that it thinks it's doing that. Didn't just see, is it since I changed the database thing? I thought I'd seen it working with this new query. Oh no, select JSON from pictures, left join picture ratings using Pexels API, where pictures.moodboard and, oh yeah, so this is just not returning anything. SQLite join missing. Change inner join to left join. Yeah. To include all records from the left table, even if there's no matching records in the right table. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. So what if I just stop trying to do the right thing and just pull pictures from the mood board? Is that okay? So that's my issue, right? Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. This photo was taken by, that's great. Love the fake caption. Okay, awesome. So that's great. Just have to get this SQL working. Left join picture ratings using Pexels. Oh, this is like not amazing because there's no user joining or mood board. It's just on if it, okay. On and the mood board IDs also match. Yeah. Just doing some organizing there. Not sure if that's going to be better, to be honest. I kind of don't think so. Oh, cool. One, two. Okay, yeah, no, that is working better. Nice. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Though that's actually a little weird though, right? Because now you can rate a picture. Oh no, they do have the mood board. Yeah, so it's really just that I made this a double rather than being able to use the using because there's no direct foreign key from pictures to picture ratings. Yeah, that's weird. I don't think I love that, but it's at least working again. Add pexels, like attribution, and fix everything. Everything was pretty broken before. Okay, so now let's take my run script. And then on our Docker file, we're gonna need to do all of this stuff. So we're just gonna do all of the chef stuff first, and then we're just gonna try all of the stuff that I think we need to do for this. Cargo build, target release, bin, or lib front end. Is that valid? No. Uh, uh, yeah, how do I cargo build help? How do I only do this for one package? Just dash dash package maybe is what I'm looking for. Dash P and then the dash P, yeah. So it's like almost this, but it's dash P for which package. There we go. Okay. Dash P front end. Awesome. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is the Wasm bind gen. And that's also going to fail until I install it, so I will need to figure out how to do that. Yep, awesome. Okay. And then I think we can build our server once we've done those. But Docker, Wasm bind gen. How are we going to put that in our Docker? I'm not using Wasm pack though, right? Caching dependency. Yeah, I want to do this before we cache dependencies. Okay, there we go. Now we should have the Wasm bind gen CLI. Okay, yeah. So let's really like take a look. What happened here to MoodBoards repositories? A little longer than I wanted on stream here, but that's okay. I just want to finish this up. Okay, tests just failed. We didn't even make it to the deploy. Perfect. What's going on? Oh, because it doesn't know how to do that in tests either. So all of that also would need to do this. Okay, let's cut out tests for the moment. And let's just try to do deploys. On pushes to branches. Yeah, on pushes to main. Yep. I guess I can keep tests failing at the moment. That's fine. Oh, it's not gonna know the fly API token, is it? Okay, so these aren't gonna work. But let's do a fly deploy. Oh, Docker ignore front and out. Because that's the only reason that it worked right now, is because it actually copied over those Wasm files for me locally, and I don't want it to do that. So what we're gonna try to do here, oh man, this means that's gonna have to compile everything though, because I broke the cache. That's okay though. We need the Wasm bind gen CLI in here, and then we are gonna also compile the front end stuff in this Docker image as well. I think this will deploy and get everything working, but auto deploys might still need a little bit more work. I guess it's actually only 2 steps here, right? It really might just be dash run and then those 2 things, right? L3. This dash run. Then I need the cargo build. It's not lib front end though. It's package front end. And then one more is the Wasm bind gen. Except it's gonna look target front end out. There we go. And actually, since this might not work anyways, let's actually go back to running it after that. That makes sense. And I still think the secret's not gonna work. maybe tests will work better. Actually, wait, but was it just tests? No, lint and doc also are gonna need this. Okay. We always need to build front end first. Okay, so now at least the fly deploy side, we are at the cargo caching step for dependencies. Okay, I was gonna try not to, but I needed to adjust that before I wrapped up. I was trying to wait till we were off stream, but I was getting real warm with that on. Oh, yeah, we need to add this to Rust up. Of course we do. Oh, this is going to be fun. Well, this isn't where I do need to add it there, but I wanted to add it to the Docker file first. Fly deploy. Hopefully, I get to use all of the cache steps up to that. Awesome, it worked. And now we can do the building the front end for Wasm. That's working great now. Okay. So close. Okay. Looks like the Rust project used to create this Wasm file was linked against versions of Wasm bindgem that uses a different bindgem format than this binary. Oh no. Uh, uh, you should be able to update this. Yeah. Okay. Just had to use the right versions of things, except that's gonna blow away all my caches for sure because of like just what that's gonna blow away. Oh, at least it kept the installing the CLI one, which took 60 seconds, but this is still gonna take a sec. But that's okay. What is the how are these doing? Oh, they're not gonna be doing much better for the same reason. Yep. Need to run the. Yep, they failed on the exact same step. Pretty funny. Not surprising, but funny. It's this one. So right before this one, we need to run. I'm actually not sure if Rust Up is installed because I think if it was, it would have prompted me with it. Oh, it did. It did. Cool. Okay. Add Wasm to tests and deploys. Commit and push. Commit anyway. Awesome. Come on, front end, get compiled to Wasm. We're getting so close. What I would really ideally like to do, I think, actually, is separate the front end and back end to separate like parts here. I could probably even chef them independently, potentially. That would be interesting. And then just like do some more Docker copying over and take advantage of more caching on both sides and like not have to rebuild the front end when the back end changes and the back end when the front end changes and stuff like that. Oh. We have that. Did it not get copied over? Because no, it should have been copied over. Cargo sqlx prepare? Is it just out of date? That would be reasonable. Cargo sqlx prepare. Dash workspace. Come on. Yep, just needed some new ones, of course. Let's try another fly deploy. Got to build the front end again, but we already had the cache dependencies, so this should be relatively quick. It wasn't super quick before, but it definitely should be quickish. Yeah, much quicker. That was even quicker than I expected. This seems like a good thing. There we go. I think that worked this time. I think we've got a deployed thing. That should work fine. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Working perfectly. Oh, we know the JavaScript's working because that appeared. Awesome. Okay. Love it. Update SQL. Before we push, how are actions going? Still failing. Why? Same thing for this. Nice. This actually might get tests working too. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that's probably going to be where we wrap up today then. Let's go back to our plan doc and add the last stuff we did. Add CI and CD via GitHub Actions. We now run tests and kick off a fly deploy if they are successful. Woohoo! Love that. Add CI CD to our plan that we did today. Okay, so next time, what are we going to work on next time? I actually don't want to do a push, so let's stop that push. Awesome. So we're going to need to figure out user modeling and authentication. We're going to make sure our SQLite database is persisted. It's currently not. It gets blown away every time we deploy. Need a better layout. We're going to actually style this up a little bit. And be able to make a new mood board like as a designer. Right now it's just using that one collection. So we're going to work on all of those things next time. I'm probably not going to hang out for all of this, but I want to see it getting at least a little bit farther in these lint jobs. Looks like we're doing good there. This one took a little longer on other stuff, but that's okay. Oh, test jobs. One of them already went through, which is awesome. So if test jobs went through, I think they will all go through. And with that, oh, hey, hydrate. Will do. Thank you, Tobbs on Twitch. Thanks for stopping by. Unfortunately, though, we are wrapping up here. So thanks for stopping by and getting me to hydrate as we wrap up. You've been in the shadows. Good, good. Felt a little bad that you were joining right as I was heading offline, but I'm glad you were in the shadows. So yeah, thanks for coming out today, team, and hanging out. If you want to check out this MoodBoard app, it's not the most exciting right now, but you can check it out at moodboards.fly.dev and go through and you can rate all of these beautiful pictures provided by Pexels artists. And at the moment, once you get through all of them, you'll just be greeted with a nice blank screen with nothing else to do. But we'll improve on that for next time. So to wrap up, I'm Corey. Thanks for coming along and streaming with me today. I always like building some Rust with you on stream. If you want to find out more from me, you can head over to my blog at coreyja.com or find me on YouTube, also as CoreyJA, or on Twitch, also as CoreyJA, or on GitHub, all as CoreyJA. So nice and easy to find. And I hope to see everyone around here on the internet. thanks so much, and I'm gonna get out of here for the afternoon. Thanks, team, and I'll see you next time. Bye.